and welcome. Today I'm making a delicious Turkish breakfast recipe called Menemen. I'm going to give a little twist to the traditional Menemen recipe by adding some ingredients that are readily available to me. By the end of the video, you will see that this dish is really feast-worthy. Let's get started. You will need 3 tablespoons of butter, 4 eggs, a tablespoon of paprika, salt to taste, few slices of ham or sausage, about a 3/4 of a cup mozzarella cheese, about 3/4 cup cheddar cheese, 2 tomatoes, 1 onion, spring onion for garnish, and 1 or 2 green chillies. First, prep the ingredients. Peel and cut the onions in half and discard the root. The root really doesn't add to the flavor. Now chop the onion into small pieces. Snip off the stem of the green chilli and cut into small pieces. Depending on how much heat you can handle, you can adjust the number of green chillies. Chop off the white portion of the spring onions and use it in some other dish. We only need the green portion for the garnish. Chop the green portion into small pieces. Next, peel the tomatoes. When cooked, this will give a smoother gravy, but if you don't have the time to do it, feel free to skip this step. Now dice the tomatoes and set aside. Turn on the flame on the lowest possible setting and melt the butter in a pan. Remember, the entire recipe is made on low flame, so resist the temptation to speed up the process. The result just won't be the same. Once the butter has melted, add the green chillies. Let this cook until the butter starts bubbling. Now the butter is bubbling and most of the milk solids have settled at the bottom. Go ahead and add the chopped onions. Stirring occasionally, cook the onions until they are soft. Add a generous pinch of salt. Remember, the ham that we'll add later on is very salty, so don't go crazy with the salt at this stage. Now add a heaped teaspoon of paprika. The green chilli I'm using is extremely spicy, so I'm using sweet paprika here. If you want, you can add hot paprika instead. Now it's time to add the ham. Traditionally, this dish would be made with sucuk or pastirma, both of which are made with beef. But I had some ham on hand, so that's what I'll add to this. Mix it well and let it cook until the fat has rendered. The paprika has developed a nice bright color and the fat from the ham has rendered. Time to add the tomatoes. Mix and evenly distribute the tomatoes on the pan, and then cover and cook until the tomatoes are soft. The tomatoes are well cooked now. Smash them up a bit to release all the juices and let them cook covered until we prep the eggs. Break the 4 eggs in a bowl and give it a quick mix. You don't have to overdo this, just whisk until it's well blended. You can see the tomatoes have really become mushy and the fat has started to separate. Time to add the eggs. Let me remind you not to increase the flame. Slow and steady keeps the egg creamy. At this stage, mix frequently or else you'll end up with a lumpy, clumpy Menemen. Now's the really interesting part. Add the cheddar cheese and mix it thoroughly. The cheese will melt through the egg and make it unbelievably creamy. After the cheese is thoroughly mixed in, top with mozzarella cheese to cover the egg. I used about 3/4 of a cup of mozzarella. You could add more if you like. To make it more interesting and colorful, I'll sprinkle some paprika on top. Cover and let it cook until the cheese is fully melted. While it's getting ready, I'm going to toast some bread to serve with the Menemen. I'm using brown bread because it's healthier than white bread. You could use your favorite type of bread. Time to check on the Menemen. The cheese has melted perfectly. Garnish with some spring onion. Now, as you know, no cheesy dish is complete without the cheese pull. Are you ready? Wonderful. The cheese has perfectly melted. The egg is barely set. Just what we want. Go ahead and enjoy it with that freshly toasted bread. Hope you enjoyed this delicious recipe. If you did, don't forget to leave a comment and a like. And if you haven't done it already, please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification button so you can stay updated with all my latest videos. Until next time, happy cooking!